get rid of that analog television, you should try it out. See if it still works. That could mean the difference between donating it to a thrift shop and tossing it into a landfill with everyone else's outmoded gear. It's dusty. Sure, that's only to be expected. How long has it been since you've used that thing? It has to be more than a year, since you finally broke down and got a more modern flat screen that you found on sale. Clear off that dust, just in case. The last thing you're gonna need is a fire started because you didn't want to throw the damn thing in a dumpster just yet. Find a free electrical socket and plug it in. Ah, it made that little twee sound it always made when the power came on after a blackout. You're getting nostalgic now, aren't you? The sounds and sights you'd become so accustomed to, which you've now put aside forever. At least, until this very moment. Remember hooking up your game system up to that television? Remember connecting the VCR? Now you just insert a single plug from your DVD player to your current television. But back then, you were actually left to your own wits. Red wire to the red outlet, white to white, and yellow to yellow. If that doesn't work, you should try and find the manual. Ah, the old thing works. Well, came on at least, powered up. I guess that's a good sign. And maybe it'll find a new home and someone less fortunate than yourself. It would be nice if it played something other than static, but for that you'd need a digital broadcast converter. It's part of the reason why you finally upgraded after all. Why buy the converter when you should just get a new television anyway? The old TV still remembers the channels that were programmed onto it. 3, 4, skipping over 5 and 6, and so on and so forth. Poor thing has always remembered what channels you could get, and it has been waiting for you to come back and watch them. It's kind of sad. Hey, what's this? Some faded, barely there picture. An analog broadcast. Still going. Isn't that illegal now? Didn't the government push everyone to digital? I don't know about you, but I think that's kind of strange. But seriously, what's this? What is this? Lean in closer, will you? See if you can pick out the shapes in the blizzard of black and white static and pixels. Turn it down a bit, though. The hissing is very unpleasant, I know. There's a very faint sound coming from the speakers, through the static, that is. Some kind of weird mumbling. Though maybe it's just your mind playing tricks on you. You're just hearing things amid the noise, I bet. Normal. And it just keeps going. Sounds like someone's having a conversation with themselves and they aren't too worried about being clear. Oh, here's an idea. Turn on the closed captioning. That might do something. Host. Welcome to Wobble World. Children, will you say hello to Wobble? Children. Hello, Wobble. Hello. Weird. Maybe you should fiddle with the settings, you can see this a bit better, or maybe hear it more clearly. You remember the picture and audio settings, right? You can find those from the menu. There you go. You've got it. Well, that's not much better. I guess it's something. Look! There, in the middle of the screen. Something's standing there. What's up with his arms? And his head? His arms are offset like one of those of tall cacti. You know, those saguaros out in the desert. One's lower than the other, and one is longer than the other. He keeps wobbling left and right like a hyperactive worm. He's so far away. Or is he just small? Host. Today we're going to learn about sharing, and we'll all see a new letter. Children. Alright, yay, a letter! You can hear them, Now, the host fellow sounds like an old man with a British accent. Sort of like Michael Caine, but a bit weaker in the voice. Shakier almost. The children are just that. A chorus of different kids shouting out responses to the British host's dialogue. They're mostly in unison, but there are those few stragglers who answer late. That's a familiar sight. The letter J appears on the screen in large, bold lettering. Host. What letter is this? Do you see it? It has a flat top and a curvy bottom. Do you know a letter with a flat top and a curvy bottom, children? Children. J! J! It's a J! Oh, I know it! I know it! Host. That's right! That's right! He sounds overexcited, at least in this context, like someone imitating a child. Host. The letter J has a flat top and a curvy bottom. I say you're all very smart indeed. He pauses and sounds a bit concerned. Host. Do you know any words that start with a J? Silence. Host. Come on. He sounds as if he's very urgent, but he's trying to keep calm. He talks through gritted teeth and you can hear it. Host. Does anyone know a word that starts with J? Anyone? And without warning, the picture shifts to that misshapen silhouette in the infinite white space from before. He begins wobbling and shaking faster, more erratically. Its whole body seems to be twitching and shaking now. Host. I think you're making Wobble upset. You're probably knitting your brow now, staring at the screen quizzically. I wouldn't blame you. You know a word that starts with J, right? Wobble takes a step closer to you and the screen. Host. Oh dear. It's kind of hard to believe those kids are taking so long with this. It's not exactly hard to think of jump or jacket or juice. Did you just say juice? I think you did. Under your breath. Children. Juice! Juice! Juice starts with J! The image shifts back to the large and bolded uppercase J. Host. That's right! Juice! My, you're all very clever. Thank you. Thank you all. He sounds very happy. Relieved. Host. J also stands for justify. Remember, children, you can justify anything you feel like doing. Can you say justify? Children. Justify! Well, glad that's over. It's kind of disconcerting that you thought of the word right before they all said it. Really, how many J words would a little kid know? I guess it's time to turn the television off and put it aside. Next time you're in the city, you can take it to one of those junk shops. Host. Wait! Don't go away yet! Your finger instinctively withdraws from the power button. What's going to happen that's so important? Nothing you're terribly interested in, I'm sure. The silhouette. I guess that's Wobble, and this is his world. He takes a step closer to the screen, and he's shaking more, and his head is squirming this way and that with no rhyme or reason. Children. Yeah, don't go. Please don't. Your thumb finds the power button again. Wobble takes a few more quick steps, and the children simultaneously scream in terror. Host. All right. Okay. Host. That's close enough, Wobble. Host. Stop screaming, children. He sounds very worried, but he's trying to bring his voice back to a reassuring place. Host. It's just that. Children, you know how Wobble feels about screaming. As soon as the kids stop their shrill, mindless vocalizations, Wobble takes another few steps closer. He's almost filling the screen. He's shaking violently. If he was moving his body any quicker, you'd barely be able to see him. Host. Wobble, you're scaring us. He is. He's scaring you, isn't he? Is that the sound of your heart racing? You'd better turn that damn thing off right now and don't hesitate. As you click the power button, Wobble races toward the screen, and the children scream. The host screams. Thankfully, it's all gone with a split second, and the television set is dark and quiet. Your reflection in the screen looks a bit disturbing, doesn't it? All the color's gone from your face. My, you're shaking. I don't know what that was, but it wasn't right. If you live to be 100, I bet you'd never want to see that thing again. You need some fresh air, I think. Yeah, go outside. Just relax and take a few deep breaths. It's nice out. Kinda cold, but nice. Crisp. The air is sweet and it does a lot to help and calm your nerves after whatever just happened back there on that set. Some children are playing nearby in a neighbor's yard. They're throwing leaves at each other and laughing and hollering. There has to be 6 or 7 of them. It's difficult to tell since they keep dodging behind trees. You should probably talk to them. Call out to them. Shout over. It's alright. Ask them if they know any words that start with the letter J. They're staring now, and quietly watching you like you asked something out of the ordinary, which you clearly didn't. As the seconds pass, it seems like they actually might not know any words that start with the letter J. That's crazy. They must know at least one. How stupid would they have to be to actually not know any J words? All of them had to be between the ages of 6 and 10, and how stupid could toddlers of that age be? Well, they've gone back to playing now. Screaming and playing and screaming. That screaming is really getting under your skin. Why do they have to scream? Don't they know how you feel about screaming? I have an idea that might help. Take a few steps toward them. Try wobbling your head. You're making Wobble upset, children.